seeing the pictures of bloodied protesters facing off with bloodied cops in London during the G20 meetings. Judging from reports from the scene out there, they are mostly anarchists, socialists, or fringe anti-government groups of various stripes. But as the economy worsens, will regular folks, such as the millions of recently unemployed here in the U.S., start protesting and rioting? Well, we've already seen former homeowners and activists refusing to leave foreclosed homes and protesting in front of bank CEOs' multi-million-dollar homes. And what about all the outrage over bank bailouts and taxpayer money being used for those AIG bonuses? Gerald Celente is CEO of Trends Research, and he's making some very dire predictions, including the greatest depression for the U.S. He joins me now in the Diamond District. Good to see you again, sir.
Good to see you.
It doesn't sound good what you're predicting, although it rarely is. The last time we talked, a lot of what you said has come to fruition. Let's first talk about when we were talking about the retail industry, and you were saying that there were going to be a lot of retail chains going into bankruptcy. You know, we saw Linens and Things, we saw Circuit City, and all of these, and Fortune Off. And all of these companies are now, saying, hey, come and lease my space or buy my building at extremely discount rates, which leads me to your article, The Collapse of '09. You're predicting that the retail and commercial real estate bust will be way far greater than what we saw in housing.
That's where the real leverage is. I mean, take like New York. You had like Macklow, for example. What did they put down? $60 million and leveraged $6 billion. And it's not only the retail sector. How about all the brokerage firms, the banks, all of the consolidations and bankruptcies? Who's going to rent all this vacant retail space? This country's been way overbuilt for a long time. So this is where the real credit crisis is. It's going to make the subprime look like peanuts because no one's going to rent this empty vacant space. You're going to see ghost malls start springing up all over America.
Well, and then so the whole ripple effect that we always have in our economy, that's going, all these companies going bust. Well, obviously they're laying off thousands upon thousands of workers. We're getting the jobs report out Friday already. This advance report, 742,000 jobs lost in 1 month, folks. This is just the beginning, you're saying.
Exactly. Look, you're seeing current events form future trends. When I was here the last time, I think it was in August, we said there were going to be riots and protests. Voila, there they are. And I love the language they use. These are anarchists and whatever they call them. How about people that are really angry? You think they're out there too? No, people are going to be taking to the streets. They're losing everything. I'm a Bronx boy by birth. And my saying is, when people lose everything and they have nothing left to lose, they lose it. And they're going to lose it with these congressmen and these senators. With this, who came up with this too big to fail mantra?
Yeah, you don't like that at all. Why?
Well, first of all, I could say with full authority, their mother's not better than mine. And this is supposed to be a free market system. And they're calling it socialism. Rebecca, it's not socialism. By definition, government-controlled capitalism is called fascism. Take it from Mussolini, he coined it.
Well, yeah, the other point that you're making is that we're looking toward these people, Wall Street, corporate America, and government, who got us into this mess with their policies. You say the deregulation led to the problem, so we're trusting them to lead us out of this mess.
It's insanity. The same people that caused it are going to fix it? I mean, you have to be out of your mind to think that they're going to fix it. Look, let's talk about the stimulus really quick. Too big to fail? What, $12 billion, for example, we found out from AIG went to Deutsche Bank. Deutsche Bank's assets are $2.5 trillion. Do you think $12 billion, if they didn't have it, the whole financial system was going to collapse? It's bailing out the big guys.
They're friends. It's all their political friends.
It's all their friends. All their friends.
Yeah. Okay, let's also stay on the ripple effect, how it will affect consumers at home. You're saying that with the credit card companies, that's going to be another major area of collapse in this country.
And people are going to start refusing to pay, just as people are refusing.
They already are.
Exactly. They're not going to move out. They can't pay. They have nothing left to lose by fighting it. We're going to see revolution in this country. The riots that you're seeing there are going to happen here. And here's the question I would like to ask. Will the American troops fire on their people if they protest?
Oh, they've done it before.
Well, that's what we're going to have to see, what's going to happen to this country. Because that's a question we're going to be asking in the Trends
They've
Bureau.
done it before in this country, so I wouldn't be surprised. Let's also move on to you talk about the banking industry. Folks, this guy is so suspicious of the banking industry that you pulled your money out of your bank, and we're talking about a lot of money because you said you had 5 big old bags. Why? You don't have any faith and confidence in this banking system at all?
Well, why should I? I mean, you're seeing them fail left and right.
There's the FDIC. They said they're going to insure us up to $250K.
And guess what? They will. But you just can't get it all at once, like they did in Argentina. It's insured, and by the time you get it out, they'll devalue it. That's what they did in '33 when they called a bank holiday. I love the language, holiday. You can't get your money out. And what do? Then they made people turn in their gold. They sold the gold. They made them sell it at $20 an ounce. After they got it in, they raised the price to $35 an ounce, so you devalued your dollar. I don't trust a thing that the government will do. And by the way, that key bank that I had so much trouble getting my money out of, last Friday in Kingston, New York, at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, an armed robbery. They held up the bank. And
you expect to see more of that?
You're going to see a lot more of it, particularly in these smaller towns where there's less protection.
So should I start, should I get a gun license?
I'm a believer of the Second Amendment rights, and I'm also a close combat practitioner, so I go for the worst.
Yes. Gerald Celente, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think.